So hi everyone, and this time I'm going to talk about this video I found out in from Little Light Studios, and they today are talking about the cycles, and this is also part of the universal law of universe, and I have seen them talking about many times of this the law of everything, but they do not grasp it. Also, they sometimes like touch this law, but they do not like fully comprehend it. And I were like trying to talk to them about it, but they just they didn't, I guess, understand what I was like trying to talk them about. So I'm just making this video. Maybe they will see and might be willing to talk about a little bit more. But yeah, let's hear his view and then talk about it from perspective of the universe.
Yourself to all these other ideas that you had.
Yeah.
Wow.
Have you guys heard of The Fourth Turning by Neil Howe? This is a little less esoteric than Alice Bailey and the Black Ops, but The Fourth Turning is just a mainstream scholarly way of looking at history. And I had degrees in history and never, in my undergrad or my graduate studies in history, never encountered until recently the cycles view of history. Because we usually think of history as being a line, right? A timeline. It's linear. And maybe an optimistic view is a line that kind of progresses. And the advancement of human freedom or technologies, you have the Enlightenment, you get the scientific revolution century by century. In the modern age, at least, you see progress. Or maybe you have a biblical worldview that the general society is trending downward into the abyss of immorality and the weeds growing onto the harvest, but also the redeemed having an upward climb to the measure and the stature and the fullness of Christ. But either way, it's lines. But really, when you think about time and the passage of time, isn't it naturally viewed as a cycle? And I don't mean the Eastern view of everything is just in yin and yang and, in a perpetual cycle, but things do tend to cycle like seasons, right? Genesis 8:22 says that seed time and harvest, summer and winter will not cease. So, and then
everything that exists continuously is in cycles. So nothing that does not cycle can be like observed as reality. The same way days, like you go to sleep, you wake up, you eat, you do this, and cycles again, and you breathe in, you breathe out, you breathe in, you breathe out. You cycles, you go to sleep, you wake up, you go to sleep, you wake up, day, night, day, night, day, night, months, years, and the law, we will see a little bit more how those cycles like progresses and changes. Let's hear a little bit more. Then I will talk a little bit more about cyclic reality.
The generational view of history in the Bible is also present, where it's not dated by years, but by the age of this patriarch, and he gave birth to his firstborn son when he was this old, and then he died at this age. So it's a generational view. And when you think about your own life, it's kind of divided up into seasons. Early childhood, or your childhood, spring. Your young adulthood, summer. Your midlife age, which I know, and I'm pausing at this. I just got to have a moment.
This is a topic of in Law of Everything, which is called fractal. The fractals, where the law of everything is divided into fractals. So the same law that applies to bigger things also applies to smaller things. So seasons, like the story of Garden of Eden, where in Eden they were like blissful and youthful and so on, and then there was this fall, and then after fall they need to redeem themselves, and there need to be savior and so on. And the same thing is with your childhood. When you are a child, you are in this Garden of Eden where everything is taken care, and then you grow up, and then you start to sin, you start to do bad things, and then you are fallen off of Garden of Eden and so on. And the same way with love, in the beginning where you fall in love, there is like pink glasses, or how they say, you are in like under the spell of love or something, and this is the Garden of Eden state where this is everything is cool, everything is fine, and then there is sin, then there is this doubt, then there is this a lot of different things in relationships that breaks down this Garden of Eden, and then you need to work towards to returning to the Garden of Eden, which was the beginning, the falling in love state. So everything, the law of fractals means that everything is every law is contains every fractal contains the law of this of everything, the law of universe that I'm preaching about, and this one fractal contains multiple other fractals that also contain the same law but in different configuration. So one fractal is configured towards more chaotic state, and then inside of there is ordered state, fractal chaotic state, ordered state, chaotic state. But if the bigger the whole of those states are chaotic, then more of those fractal states are chaotic than ordered. I don't know if you understand, but it's like just gathering all of those fractals together. The combination is the bigger fractal, and the sum of all of those states are the state of this bigger fractal, and then it's part of another like group of fractals that creates another big fractal that we call different state of reality. Like there is individual people, then there is like microbes, then there is like cells, then there is like cells, microbes, then there is like whatever groups of cells, groups of then there is like organs and so on, then there is bodies or parts of bodies, then there is full body, then there is a family, then there is like bigger group of like regions, then there is like cities, then there is like whatever humans and animals and so, and then there's like living beings and non-living beings. So you can also, everything is like ordered by groups, and each group has the law of everything inside of them applied to them. So yeah, let's just continue. I just ranted a little bit, but okay.
But here, I know you got to have a moment here, Scott.
Winter's coming.
You know what they say, the demographers say midlife is the youngest president who was ever elected, 43. I happened to turn 43 last year, and I'm like, does this mean what I think it means? But no. Fall is beautiful. It's my favorite season in
It's
Michigan.
mine too.
September is beautiful.
And
right?
things can change color and be
There
brilliantly
we
bright.
go. There we go. And then winter season, the senior years. So it's kind of a, we start taking Social Security in our early to mid 60s. So, 20 or, a childhood ends legally completely at age 21. You get full adulthood at 21 for all privileges in society. So 4 seasons of 20 or 20 and change years. And then society is made up of human beings living human lifespans. So maybe history kind of patterns on these cycles too, as well as going in lines. Not introducing an Eastern philosophy here, but you can imagine loops like this superimposed over the lines.
Sure.
So what he's talking about, loops imposed upon those lines, it's the law of everything, which states that life in flow between chaos and order in life state is always changing and expanding. So let's give you an example. Each day is when you wake up is similar to so much similar to previous day, similar enough to previous day that you are still you, but different enough that any previous day is not the same day as this one. So in that state or order which is dead, like absolute chaos and absolute order is like in absolute order state, there would be like this, every day would be the same day. There is movies made about it, but every day is the same day. You wake up and everything happens the same, and you are stuck in this loop of foreverness where you cannot go like outside of it. You are stuck in this everything the same, and this is one state of death, of hell, the stuck in the loop. Another state is chaotic state, which every time you wake up you are something different. You imagine every time when you wake up you are different animal, different creature, different reality, different laws, and so on. You would be like, what's happening, you would be like out of your mind, right? This is another state of death. And so life progresses, everything in this law of everything progresses in this like linear progress, upwards or downwards, but in cycles towards life, so balance of life, or cycles towards death, balance of death. So each day is similar to previous day, but different enough that it doesn't not repeat. So each day you are still you are still waking up, I'm still me, but each day everything is a little bit different. So no day is the same as previous day. So this is like the idea in law of everything. I don't know if he talks a little bit more about these topics, but this is what I wanted to talk with them about, but they just dismissed because I think they didn't understand what I was trying to say to them. But yeah.
That's my present philosophy of history in a nutshell. And the reason that I had to think through that is because I'm looking at what Neil Howe is presenting in The Fourth Turning is Here, in this incredible book. I mean, I don't agree with everything in it, but it really reveals cycles in history. And I'm encountering that going, okay, think about the years of America's biggest crises. Revolutionary War, Civil War, World War II. When did the British...
Yeah, he just talks about those cycles. And everything is like in cycles. That's why there is a lot of this idea of strong men create good times create weak people create bad times, and bad times create strong men. So there is these cycles again, right? And everything is upon those cycles, and this is just a fight between cycle of life and cycle of death. If we just choose one, we could progress towards a better future where we progress towards cycles of life. But as it says, the good times creates weak people, and weak people create create a lot of mistakes, and so this is just how human mind works. So we just go towards good cycle, and then we go back, good cycle and back. And the same way like addictions works and so on. But this is another topic. We can maybe talk about addictions and how to break them in another video using this law of everything. I would love to talk about a lot of more topics about using this law of everything, where we could discuss how to recognize situations and how to recognize how to deal with them, how to get away from certain places of mental prisons, mental torment, physical prisons, physical torment, and spiritual. And I hope it was helpful. It's fun for me because I allow that more and more people are like talking about this concept, but they are not grasping the full picture. They are grasping a little parts of it. I would love to talk with the Little Light Studio about this topic more if they would be willing to listen. But thank you for watching, and see you guys in the next video.